Hi, welcome to Custom Chronicles. It's been a short while since I've done an update on the sign, a little over a month. Mainly because I've been busy. Got to make the money, pay the bills, and take care of the customers and stuff. But I just wanted to kind of get a video up. This is not the most entertaining video, but there's still some substance to it and explaining where we're at with the sign moving forward. And so there we go. Just check it out. It's probably a few minutes worth of stuff that's not exactly the most entertaining, but it's part of the process of rebuilding the sign. So we'll carry on. Enjoy the video. All right, the last thing we got to do here is we're taking down the I-beams today. And I'm going to grab these two angle irons with the wood on it. And this job will be cleared out here. Plus I'm going to pick up the power box and just get that out of here. And well, I will say it's kind of sad. You know, the sign's been here a long time to actually have it gone, but it's good because, well, it's getting fixed up and we're going to have it out so people can see it. But there's the job. It's pretty high up. We're going to be dropping these down. Well, it's been a long, hard 15 minutes and we got the first I-beam down on the ground. It was so rusted out down here. All I had to do was cut this little section right there. That's completely gone. Now I'm just cutting it completely loose from the concrete in the ground. So we're making some headway. This is not a big deal at all. Well, I gotta say, I am the worst camera person. I forgot to turn the camera on when I knocked down the second one. Here's the first one. We're gonna tow it out of the brush here. I can't even talk. And we got the first one loaded up. Two of us managed to pick this up, and so far no hernias or bad backs. We're going to try to keep it that way, but yeah, the sign's completely coming down. It's and then we'll be out of the way of this sign here. So anyways, I'll get this getting drug out. Hopefully the rope doesn't pop. So there it is. And we're going to drag it up far enough to get to the trailer. So this is going to be recycled into something else, I'm sure. But there you go. It is completely gone. There's the telephone pole. And well, it's a ghost now here. I'm just going to show this here real quick. It's kind of another one of those interesting little projects that I get into, and it's a Confederate soldier. It's a wood cut out with vinyl put on it, and well, it took a little bit of time to do, but it wasn't interesting enough, I don't think, to have actually filmed this whole process. But there he is. I guess his name is Rufus. I'm not sure what his other name was back in that time period, but there we go. That's a little sidebar. Little something or other there. Okay, what I'm doing with this piece of metal here is I'm going to cut all this nasty rust off at the bottom. I'm just going to try to grab this little section right here out of there, and the reason I'm doing that is it's a good original metal, and I'm trying to get as much of this metal back up on the sign. I'm trying not to use too much new stuff, but I'm going to have to. But anyways, it's just taking the snips and getting that old stuff off. And I will do this with all the metal that I got. I'm going to go through it and just kind of get all the bad stuff out of it and use the good stuff, and just using the tin snips here, and I'll just work my way across. It'd be easier if I had a bigger thing, or I could use a cutoff wheel. But anyways, nonetheless, this is the point of making patches. Now here's this piece. I got it, we'll call it my bead blast cabinet conditioning done. I got the rivets popped out here and up here, got them done, and just kind of showing this as kind of the before. The rust right here, got rust right there, the lead, which is what that is. It's lead up here too, and here they lead seam this. I'm going to lead seam it back. I do have that capability. And here's the back side. little spider web mess up there. And this piece is what held the glass into the on the front face of the housing that held the light. So we're gonna get this cleaned up, and you see how bad it is, the rust there and here. So all that stuff's gonna look brand new. Now I got the arrows out. I'm fixing to bead blast them and start the rust repair. And the tail feathers actually don't need any rust repair, but I'm going to get them cleaned up and then prime. The arrow head right here has some rust holes, so I got to clean that up. It's very thin metal, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to weld without blowing through, but we'll get it done. But anyways, bead blasting on the arrow. Yeah, all right, got the stuff in the cabinet here. Let's see if I can make this glass a little bit better. I'm going to start bead blasting, and let me get the air on. Let's take a second. Kind of getting down there on the end of the lighthouse beacon box, get the rust cleaned up. There's unfortunately a lot of rust down there. I got the arrow right here. See if I can get that cleaned up. Let's see if I can clean it up there so you can see it. I don't have the vacuum on, so I can narrate a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it on here so I can at least get the job done. Okay, started bead blasting this arrowhead here, and you can kind of see the difference. And right there, the rust hole that I got to fill, and then on the very bottom, which you can't really see in the camera here. But I'm going to continue on. This is a little bit time consuming getting this stripped down, and it's really going kind of quick, but it's you know, a lot of angles and stuff like that to take care of. So anyways, there it is. Okay, this is the grid that's inside the light box on the drive-in sign here, and I am going to weld it back up. I cut it right there and there in order to get the headpiece down because it was stuck on the grid, and that was at the time the best way of handling it. I'm not too concerned about it. I got to fix the bottom here. And again, I'm going to say that it'd be easier for me just to rebuild this grid than to fix it, because I got to do all of this bottom. I got to get all that fixed. And over here at this end, it was cut, but it wasn't cut by me. It was cut by somebody else, which is kind of amazing. There was some missing stuff up there, but the length of it, it's just shy of 20 feet. So here it is, and so I'm gonna get it straightened up, get it welded back together, and then I'm going to start going through and getting the feet on each one, and get this oriented right. These little holes here, which I'm going to point out right here, held these kind of turnbuckle apparatuses that pushed out the white polycarbonate plastic. They held them out so they wouldn't get blowed in by the wind. So there's a lot of little simple things that I'm learning along the way that didn't make sense at the time, but are making sense now. So I'm going to get these areas here prepped for welding, and eventually I'm going to start showing the construction, the rebuilding of the sign. I'm kind of in the breakdown mode. It's just so big and massive, and of course I got other things to do, like take care of the shop and you know, make money, obviously. And so anyways, there's that. I'm going to get this welded together, and then that's one more piece that's getting closer to getting finished. Now this next segment isn't all that we'll say beautiful here, but it's important nonetheless. Okay, this is the grid that held the fluorescent tubes up. Okay, the center portion, you had the inside ballast stuck in here somewhere, and you can kind of see the length. Okay, this is a 10-foot garage door. This is a big marquee right here, and obviously it goes all the way. Now I've got the ends on this side, but the other side I do not. I haven't measured it, but it should be right around 18 to 19 feet. And the bottom here, where the weather sat, all rusted out, all these feet here. So I'm going to fix all that, get some feet done there, and then this section here, I've already measured this. This is one portion of the angle iron. Now here's the other one. You can see just how just brutally weathered it is. It's kind of even hard to tell it's an angle iron. But then this one here, there's 4 pieces, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, and then on the ends where those brackets go to and where these ones are missing, you had the ballasts go here. And it's, you know, without them here, I'm just kind of like, you're gonna hate to imagine it, they're there. But this is the central grid, and you saw this when I was tearing the sign down. It was bent up. It's still not perfect, but I'm going to get it as straight as I can get it, but it's going to be functional. And I'm also going to do something that they didn't really do, but it kind of looks like they did. It was painted, but it's just so weathered. Actually, it was painted. It's white. So I'm going to repaint this white. I'm going to have to sandblast, wire brush, and clean it up. So, and these sections here, all this metal, these brackets here, I'm going to have to get new brackets, and that's part of the fascia that was down on the bottom of the light box. And so anyways, there's that little bit, just some more information or detail about this rebuild. There's a lot of work to it. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's not like you can just call up Amazon and start ordering parts for a 1950s drive-in sign. So I gotta go through the motions here. I've been doing a lot of homework. There's been a lot of work, but not a lot of updates, because, well, there really hasn't been a lot of work being done. I did manage to get this. I got some big boogers here that I'm going to clean up right there, and then down there I'm going to get those welds cleaned up. For right now, they're doing what they need to do, get this things together so I can mock it up. Now we're looking at the light boxes here. I got to disassemble these so that we can rebuild the boxes or fix these up in here. And obviously I got this vine right here that's just all the way down. I got to pull that out. These old ballasts, we're not obviously not going to use them. They're not safe. They probably don't work anyways. We're going to get them taken out. They're real heavy anyways. I think the newer ones are lighter. And here's the end there for the fluorescent tubes. That's just kind of loose and hanging there. Now We got the orientation of this. This is actually the tail feather side right there, roadside and top. I got to keep all this in order when I mock this up so that I can get it back together as simply and easily as possible. But there's that one, and then we got this other one right in here. We got to do that and do the same thing. So that's part of the job. Not very interesting, not very pretty, but nonetheless, there's some more of the detail of this sign and what needs to get done to get it finished. Now I'm using this little device, the air shears, to clip this metal. And what I'm doing is getting all the good metal out of here, trimming these edges of rust out. And this way I got great identical patch material to do the sign. And then I end up with these little things, these nice little boogers everywhere. But anyways, and now I'll come back over. I'll be measuring all this here because this is getting replaced. Yeah, that way I got the dimensions for these trim pieces, and this is part of this process of rebuilding the sign. I'm going to save as much material as possible. Yeah, okay, I've done my duty of being environmentally friendly by recycling as much as I can, and believe it or not, got a decent amount of metal out of there. I mean, unbelievable. And I got these hinges here, these brackets, excuse me. I'm gonna get these replaced. Get the camera focused on them right there. I'll probably straighten them out actually and reuse them too. And well, anyways, there you go. Now this big pile of rust here, we're going to go ahead and clip all the good steel out of it. We're going to shrink that down to just basically pieces that we can use for patchwork on the sign. I like to keep the original metal as much as possible. And then this mess down here, this is the light channel. That was actually light channels that were on the bottom side of the light box. It had the oscillating lights. And if you look, it goes all the way up. And well, we need to get that out of here, because the next thing we're doing is we're going to strip this side. And I'm going to explain what this stuff is. So just for your knowledge, I guess, these little things right here, these glass things, those are the studs or the supports for the neon tubes. And they're glass so that they would not arc out to the sign, because you got a lot of electricity going through the neon tubes in order to light it up. And these are the bases, and this hole right here, that is the insulator hole, and those are where the beginning of the light would or the end of the neon tube would connect to complete the circuit. So anyways, we got missing studs there. I probably already took them off. There were some missing, some were broke, obviously over time with the vandals or nature and whatnot, but most of them are still on the sign. But I got to move this pile of rust here, and when I do that, I'm going to go ahead and cut it, make my templates. This way I can start rebuilding it. And that's the stage that we're at. I'm at the very end of the deconstruction of the sign. I have been starting to work on fixing metal and whatnot, and that is in other video segments. They may even be before this one, but here we go. And there's some more rust right there. We're going to get all this stuff trimmed up. We're going to salvage as much as possible, obviously, and then we're just going to start rebuilding. A good portion of this light box is absolutely destroyed, but we're going to have the stuff rebuilt, and I'm going to make extra parts too as well, just in case. But there we go. I'm going to get on getting this side stripped down. Now this is a turntable light that's up in the lighthouse beacon, and it got this working. Obviously you saw the little clip of it before, and I'll show it again here in a second with it working. All right, there it is. It's going. This is a 12-volt system that it's working on, so I'm going to have to do the volts down to 12 volt, and I'm also going to regulate it, and I can speed the light up. This seems to be going a little bit fast for me, but you kind of get the gist of what it's doing. I'm going to move this so you can kind of see the light in the back. it's just a neat system. But anyways, there you go. Progress is being made. All right, in conclusion of this video, we're going to get more into the rebuild on the next update video that goes up, and I got some other stuff that's going to be popping up. I got a chainsaw video that's going to be popping in there. Got to get that project moving, and I got a couple other things that have been kind of not getting completed that I need to start working on. But as for the drive-in sign, we're going to be starting to build the light box up and then working on the headpiece some more, as well as the oscillating light channels that are on the bottom of the light box. And that's the core of the box, is the light box. The sign itself is the light box, and then everything attaches to that. So we're going to get that done, and that's what I'm going to be working on moving forward with this project. So if you made it this far, please subscribe to the channel. It helps enormously. I am funding this as of this point out of my pocket, which really does not help speed up things. But share the videos, whatever it takes. But I thank you for watching the videos and at least entertaining, subscribing. Until the next video, have a good day.